Right, so guys, welcome to the cooking show. You know who it is, IE man. Come on, let's get it. So today we're gonna be cooking. I'm gonna cook some stir fry. Yeah, never done this on the channel before, but we're gonna do cooking. See where we go with cooking. Right. I'm gonna show you guys how I cook. This is my kitchen, my lovely, beautiful kitchen. So yeah, let's get it. We're gonna make some stir fry today. Obviously, I've got the mixed vegetables ready to go. No, actually, what you call it? Stir fry noodles. Stir fry noodles. Yeah, let's call it that. I've got the noodles ready to go as well. And we're gonna top it up with some meat because obviously I go to the gym and I need a bit of protein. Got the carbs there. And we're going to be using Asda's finest lean beef for meat, all diced up. So let's get it. So let's turn this on. You might be asking me why am I using butter, but the only reason why I'm using butter is I don't have any oil. I went shopping, completely forgot about the oil, so gonna have to use the butter for today. But we got good butter though. Petit filio. What I'm going to do is just start off by putting some butter. Oh my god, that might be a bit too much butter, but that's fine. Alright, got my butter melting. I hate using this butter because it smokes out the whole house. I used it this morning to make some eggs and it literally smoked out the whole house. So what I'm going to do is chuck my meat in and get the meat cooked first. Break that all up. Put a little stir. Actually, the amount of meat in here is not great at all. I should have got another pack, but it's fine. What I like to do at this point is season the meat. I always season the meat. There's a lot of people out there that let me make this low heat. There's a lot of people out there that just chuck the meat in, chuck everything in, and then season it. But what I like to do is get some flavor in my meat while it's cooking. Lamb seasoning is the only thing that is close to beef seasoning that I've got. So I'm gonna just chuck some of that in there. Everyday seasoning inside here too, to give it a bit of flavour. What I don't want is to, get a bite of meat and it's flavourless. I don't want that. I want the meat to be flavoursome. So I've got some steak seasoning here as well that I'm going to chuck in as well, just to again bring out the flavour of that. Just give the meat a little bit of flavour, because the meat in here is not looking like something that's gonna feed me good, because you know me, we hit the gym a lot, 6 days a week. We need to eat big. So what I'm gonna actually do is I'm Gordon Ramsay, get some more meat. I'm gonna chuck that in there, because what I want to do is make a good bit of batch so I can eat some now for dinner, take some to work, and possibly maybe have something for dinner tomorrow. Not sure, but we're looking much better now. We're looking like there's a good amount of meat in here, which is really fantastic. Now I'm just going to put the heat up a little bit. Well, I'm going to put it to max because I want this cooking. This doesn't really take that long to cook, but that's cooking. What I'm going to do is just refresh it again. Refresh the meat, because I just put fresh meat in. I'm going to refresh it and diagnose it a little bit more with some seasoning. Like I said, when I eat that meat, I want to get a bursting flavor in my mouth from the meat. This is why I always season my meat first before I actually start to combine everything in. So, going again a little bit with that lime seasoning. And guys, don't forget, this is not my main seasoning yet. What I'm doing is seasoning the meat, so there's a good bit of flavor in the meat. That's what I'm doing at the moment. So let's get a little bit of this everyday seasoning again. Get that in there. There we go. Ooh, I lost a piece of meat. It's not a problem. Let it do its work. What I'm going to do is actually add a little bit of water in just so it can soak up into the meat and just give it a little bit more of that tenderness. Yeah. One spoon of that. And also what happens is the fat and the flavors go into the water as well, and it kind of squeezes out the juices from the meat, which gives that water a bit of flavor as well, which then will also obviously go into our noodles and into our mixed vegetables as well. So just give this time to cook. Already I'm getting a nice taste. Beautiful. So I'm gonna let that brine do its thing, cook a little bit more, you know, make sure that the meat isn't red anymore. But one thing I do want to not do is overcook the meat, because if I overcook it, because it's beef, and when you overcook beef, it gets very, very tough, very, very chewy and hard when you munch it, when you eat it. So what I want to do is cook it kind of halfway, you know, medium rare, and then when I add the stuffing, then, you know, because of the water from the vegetables and the noodles will keep the meat nice and tender and nice and juicy, which is where we want to be. We don't want it too chewy, because it's never good when beef is chewy. It doesn't taste nice at all. So we've got a little bit of juices going on inside the pan right now. When I say juices, I mean juices coming from the meat. So we're just absorbing in sort of fat. We're just absorbing into the pan and just mixing up with that bit of water I put in, and there we're going to get a little bit of flavor, which is really important. We're going to leave this to cook a little bit more. Not bad. Okay, so now we're kind of like, I want to cook it 50%, right? We're kind of like 40%, we're kind of 40% into the cooking process. Now this is when I start to put in all my seasoning, so everything that I want this thing to have flavor in is what I'm going to do now. So let's see. So we got some garlic and pepper here. I'm a very big fan of garlic, so put some of that in there. We also have a puree as well that we can put in. Oh, it smells so good. Just want to press some of that in there. What I do have here as well is some ginger. Don't want to go too ham with this one. It does smell good, but I just want to put a little bit of that in there. Not too much, because I don't want to have too much of a garlic taste. And then we'll give that a little stir again. Don't forget, you always want to work in all the seasoning and everything you put in, otherwise you're not going to get a taste. Just got to work it all in, you know. Coming with the mixed herbs. Beautiful. Coming with the onions. That was amazing. That was too close. Put the onions in. Let's give it that onion taste. Get a little stir. Bada bing, bada boom. It's coming. You can smell that garlic coming through and the ginger, which is beautiful. Ooh, that tastes good. So now we hit it a bit more with some flavors. I'm going to put a little bit of chicken flavor in there, just a little bit, not too much. Don't want to go crazy. And then I'm going to put a bit of mint in there as well. just to give it a little bit of a sweet character as well when you eat it, which is nice. And then I'm going to go in with pepper as well because we like some pepper here. I can put that pepper in, beautiful. Now we just give that a good stir, just a good old mix. The sauce as well is getting thick as well, which is really nice. We're getting some nice thick sauce as well, which is spot on, because the reason why I say thick is good is because when the noodles go in, it's gonna soak up all that thickness of the juice and really combine in there and just clash, and it will really give that noodle a good, nice, good, balance, which is very good. What I do want to do, because the juices are starting to dry up a little bit, it's going to put some more water into the mix there. Mix that up. I really wish you guys could smell what's coming out of this pan right now because it is absolutely impeccable. We're going with the vegetables. A little bit of vegetables. Not too much. Give that a little bit stir. Beautiful. Gordon Ramsay, I'm coming for you, son. What I don't want to do is cook down the vegetables too much, because when I do that, then the vegetables gets a little bit too soggy. I want a little bit of crunch, a little bit of bounce when I, get it in my mouth. Get a little bit of texture in there. Alright, now I'm going with the noodles. Put the whole bag in there, beautiful. And then what we want to do is just separate the noodles. Separate the noodles just like this. So we kind of cover the whole top of the top. And then we'll leave that. We'll leave that to cook a little bit. What's going to happen is, because of everything at the bottom, the meat and the vegetables, that's obviously going to rise up. All the steam is going to rise up onto our noodles. And that's what's going to flavor the noodles, which is very important. So we'll leave it to do that for just a few minutes. While we're doing that, we can put all this away. Now what I want to do, because I've left it a few minutes to, incubate. That's what I'll call it, incubate. Now I'm going to go in with my spoon and start flipping it around to get a good mix. You hear that sizzling? Like that frying sound means we're cooking it right. Now what I want to do is just taste this meat just to see. That is fiery. That is good. The flavor definitely comes through. Right. And that's it. Done. How long is it? In 21 minutes. We have a beautiful stir fry, full of flavors, and just absolutely mouth-watering, and it's just absolutely stunning. Right. Let's plate it up. Beautiful. Beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely eye-bubbling. Look at that. Just look at this. Absolutely perfect. Beautiful. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you make stir fry my way. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.